Hi everyone, and welcome to the Common Corner. Welcome back if you've been here before. I will be honest, it's been a while since I have visited the digital Common Corner by making a video and archiving some of the things that I've been up to digitally. I have, however, been sitting here at the physical Common Corner quite a bit in the last few weeks, with the exception of maybe 3 or 4 days that I was actually quite ill with a cold. You can still kind of hear its remnant in my voice a little bit, but I am feeling a lot better. I was thinking of making a video last Monday because I had a really fun weekend, and like I always say, if I'm busy making memories, I don't have as much time to archive them, neither physically or digitally, so I didn't have time to make a video last weekend, but I was thinking to do that on Monday. But then I got a bit ill and I completely lost my voice, so I am now here, few weeks after my previous video. I have missed you guys though, a lot. I have now started in lecture week after 6 weeks. Let me think about it actually. It's been very many weeks. It's been actually since the beginning of January that I've been on hospital placement. So since the beginning of January, I haven't really had any weeks off from the hospital. And well, this will relate to my lovely little nail polish here. We're not allowed to wear nail polish in the hospital because I think there's an increased risk of kind of carrying germs. And also, I feel like it just looks a bit cleaner if you're not wearing any polish. But anyway, to kind of mark the difference between my time in the hospital and my time during lecture weeks, which is me at the moment, I like to paint my nails. So I thought that we would start by doing that. And today I don't quite feel like painting all of my nails. So now that's one hand done. I was gonna say that I'd love to catch up with you while I'm doing this, but it seems I am too quick. As I finish painting off my nails, I wanted to tell you a little bit about the psychiatric placement that I've just finished a bit more than a week ago. I wanted to do psychiatry since before I even got into medical school, so I've been waiting for this placement since the first year of medical school, and I knew that it was going to be challenging, and I knew that I would see aspects of the field or the specialty that I might not enjoy as much. And there was a point, maybe in the middle of my placement, where I was thinking to myself that I am absolutely not suited for this. But I ended up having a brilliant team around me and another medical student that was just lovely to work with, and I ended up enjoying it actually quite a lot, despite the occasional challenge. The consultant that looked over that ward was just absolutely brilliant. I think he's one of the best doctors, or actually like one of the doctors that I've looked up to the most in my entire time at medical school, and that does say quite a lot. He was just brilliant. He was absolutely the right person to be a consultant psychiatrist. So my conversations with him actually made me feel like I want to put psychiatry a little bit more on the list of possible specialties that I'd like to go down the route of when I qualify as a doctor. So yes, I guess I'm having a bit of kind of conflicted feelings, but it was a very, very intense placement to say the least. So I'm now very happy to be back on my lecture weeks. The lecture weeks are 2 in a row. Last week we covered kind of everything related to sexual health and a little bit about rheumatology as well. And this week we're continuing with old age medicine, so geriatrics, a bit in palliative care as well as dermatology, so skin health, and continuing a little bit with the rheumatology side of things as well. And also I'm trying to finish up my dissertation draft this week. Some of you may have seen my community post I'm trying to avoid touching anything with my fingernails for a little bit, so I'm moving everything kind of carefully. Yes, some of you may have seen the community post on my YouTube channel of the stack of journals that I have with me from 2016 until now. And those are actually quite relevant for my dissertation because I am doing it so that half of it is research, but it's done using an autoethnographical approach. Ethnography is basically kind of the study of the behaviors of humans within themselves as well as within relationship to other people, or the society that they're living in. And autoethnography is doing exactly that, but you're using yourself, and well, yes, you're drawing the data from yourself, and I'm using specifically my journals as a source of data to learn about my own like how should I summarize it? To learn about my own ways of thinking and behaving and interacting with other humans. And I'm having a specific look on my activities of journaling and how that fosters a space of flourishing within my own life as well as within my kind of human connections or relationships. So yeah, I was working on that today and my brain is quite fried from then, and I was really debating if I should do this video today, but I really miss talking to the Common Corner community. So even though my table is wobbly and I haven't tightened the screw that's underneath here in a while, which I would usually do before filming if my table is wobbly, even though it's still wobbly and I didn't have time to do it today, and even though my brain feels quite like mashed potatoes or scrambled egg after working on my dissertation, I still want to catch up with you guys. Okay, so this is my current journal. Believe it or not, it might look a bit different because it doesn't have its cover on it, because I was taking some photographs of all of my journals, and I wanted them to look quite uniform as a stack, so this would have stood out a bit more if it had the cover on it. So I just decided to take the cover off, and I quite like how it looks, to be honest. It's quite nice to have it just very minimally on my table. And then here we have my Hobonichi weeks as well. I'm gonna start with my Hobonichi cousin. I'm gonna check if my nails are dry. They're almost dry, I think. And I just kind of want to catch up with you guys through the pages of my Hobonichi cousin avec. I'm thinking how to lay out things so that they're kind of balanced on the table. All right. Goodness, yeah. I will start by mentioning that because I've been a little bit sick, I haven't been sleeping the best, but I also have completely kind of fallen out of habit of doing anything else than what is absolutely necessary. So I haven't been continuing with my sleep tracking, but I do have kind of rough notes on when I've been going to sleep and waking up, so I can fill this in later. But this is something that I normally would be filling in every single day to kind of keep up with it, such as is shown in January and February. I think there has not been a single night, though, with the exception of 1st of March, that I've slept less than 7.5 hours, so that's really nice. Yeah. I'm gonna jump directly into the monthly pages. March, once again, is looking very empty over here, with the exception of the weather. It was 11 days of sunshine straight, with another day of overcast in between. Today, as we're speaking, on the 10th of March, Monday, and it's about 4:30 p.m. It is very overcast. It's been kind of cloudy and a bit foggy for the whole day, which is kind of welcomed after 11 days of straight sunshine. To be honest, by day 9 and 10, I was getting a bit creeped out by how sunny it was just continuously. Although I love sunshine, it brings me a lot of happiness as a Finnish person who's lived about I've lived about 10 years of my life in Finland, but I do identify as Finnish. I was also born there. We don't get a lot of sun, and there's many months that we usually don't see the sun at all where I'm from. So we love the sun as folk from that area of Finland, or that part of the world, to be honest. So, but even though I was excited about the sun, when it got to like the 11th day, I was just confused on how it just kept going and going. So today, when I woke up and I saw the gloominess outside, I was kind of relieved. I was like, okay, London's back to normal. But it was really nice to have that sunshine, to kind of keep me company even when I was sick. I haven't been properly ill for like half a year. So I didn't quite recognize even the symptoms of a cold in my body. I just thought that I was sleep deprived and lazy and tired. But actually, it was just the cold that I ended up having. So, yeah. But I've yet to go in and fill in these boxes with kind of things that I was grateful for. Like I said, I completely fell out of routine with everything except kind of occasionally writing in my daily pages. Which we will get to in just a little bit. I have been enjoying the weekly spreads though, because they ground me with giving me knowledge about what has been happening and what are the things that are promised to me in the future if I do get to go on with my days. That sounded so morbid for some reason. Sorry about that. Okay, so this is kind of coming towards the end of February. I remember, I think, showing you guys these weekly spreads in the video before the last one, and they were very empty. And I was kind of feeling stressed out by that because I didn't know what was happening in my life in the upcoming weeks. But now they are all lovely, filled out in a lovely manner, and everything's kind of clear. I know what happened in my life. There's like a physical proof of what happened, and that just, it gives me a bit of peace, I think. Also, it always just reassures me on kind of how much time I'm spending with friends. So all of the pink bits are social time, and I'm often I find myself concerned, am I spending enough time with my friends? And then I look at these weekly spreads and I notice that I am definitely kind of using up my social battery every week, maybe even to the point that I've now been thinking a bit that I'd like to spend even a bit more time by myself at home. And I did a bit of that last week when I was ill. So actually quite a lot of this should be cancelled out in the way that I did on Thursday, where I was completely just in bed for the entire day. There's a lot of uncrossed out to-do list boxes. English language is not flowing well after I've been writing the whole day. But yes, there's a lot of unfinished tasks from last week when I was quite ill. But towards the end of the week, I started to feel a bit better. And we'll get into that in my daily pages. And this is how we're looking like for this week. I know what I'm going to do for the next 3 days, and that's kind of enough for me. And then I know what's going to be happening during the weekend as well. We're having a journal meetup, which I'm very excited for. I think this is going to be our 6th or 5th, maybe 6th even, journal meetup in London, which is really fun. I have some lovely decorations from sticker sheets by Bronte, and then also a fish from Georgia Journals, or a fish sticker die cut from Georgia Journals. I feel like these two, I'm gonna call you guys artists, Georgia and Bronte. You guys' stickers just, it feels like they bring me luck. So this week is not an easy one academically, also because I fell behind last week when I was sick. These stickers are bringing me luck that I'm gonna be able to handle everything that I need to this week. So right now we are in the afternoon. I think I said that it was 4:30. So yes, I haven't slotted my YouTube filming in here, but that's where it would go. All right, so now to the actual catching up part. So I believe that I have shown you guys these pages with Valentine's Day and going to the art market, and I think I showed you a little haul from the DIY art market that I went to support my partner's jewelry business. I was kind of helping out there, and this is the last time that I've written Common Corner community, so that means that this is the last page that you have properly seen, I think. When I did my tour of the Common Corner, I think I showed you a little flip through of these pages, but it wasn't kind of like a proper catch up, I think. So I think that's what we'll be doing. I don't have a specific plan for today, just because I kind of just want to ease back into hopefully getting into the routine of making videos again, because I feel like this whole year so far, I haven't been in the routine of it. It used to come very easily for me, but I think what I'm noticing these days is that I'm yearning for, maybe I think what I'm needing right now is to work in my book without even having a glimpse of the thought that I talk about it, if that makes sense. Because I think at the moment I'm in such part of my life that, or in that kind of period of the year where things are getting very academically demanding. I'm writing my dissertation and I need to start revising for my exams, even though they're not until June, but because the 4th year medical school exams are so intense, I need to start preparing for them already now. Because of that kind of intensity, and then also my part-time job of tutoring on top of it, I feel like journaling is something that I'm now doing just to give myself that comfortable habit. But it's not something that I'm sadly that excited about at the moment. This is the first time that I'm kind of saying these things out loud and kind of recognizing and realizing them. So yeah, I think I'm noticing that at the moment I'm not extremely excited about my journal, just because it's more of a comforting habit than an exciting creative endeavor. Is endeavor the right word? Maybe. I'll say it in another way. So it's not the most exciting creative journey at the moment for me, but it's more of a comforting habit. So because it's not as exciting, I find myself not as excited to talk about it. So then I find myself questioning, what am I gonna show to the Common Corner this week? And when I realize that I'm not that excited to talk about my journal, I think that bums me out a little bit as well. And instead of carving time to make the video, I've then actually made myself a bit too busy to be able to make the video. I think that's actually what's been happening. So I was thinking, like, how come I'm all of a sudden so busy every Sunday? And I used to, for the entirety of 2024, I made a video almost every single Sunday. I think there was maybe 2 or 3 Sundays that I missed. And then I would always do a makeup video for them. So within 52 weeks, I had made actually 56 videos or something like that. So I had made more than 1 per week if you average it out. But this year, we're only 2 full months in, and it's happened, I think, more than twice that I have been very busy during a Sunday, that I haven't made a video. And yeah, I think that's what's going on, is that I'm filling that time because, yeah, so I find something else more exciting than talking about my book, I guess. I feel like I'm being very vulnerable here, and I hope that it is received okay, I guess. Yeah, but I am now still going to talk through some of the pages, because even though I haven't been feeling super excited on the day of a Sunday to talk about it, I've been flipping through my pages today, and I've actually been really enjoying what has been laid out on them. So yes, a little bit of a ramble about what's actually been going on there. I do, of course, then have the other reasons of having been sick and that kind of thing, which are very valid things, but still, I feel like there has been something additional going on behind not having the same excitement to document this journey digitally. Okay, this was, I think, coming towards the end of my psychiatry placement. Here I was just writing on an index card that I printed out from Megan Rhiannon's Patreon, and I stamped it with one of these anatomical stamps that I have. I just feel like it was accurate to what I was talking about here. I mentioned a few of the presentations that I saw on the ward, but actually what ended up happening is that I ended up spilling a bit of coffee, I think, on the next day, or water, it was water, on the next day, and it ended up kind of erasing some of my text completely, so I had to go back in and fill in, but I didn't have the same pen with me anymore, or the same fountain pen with me, so the color is different. These are presentations that I saw on the psychiatric ward, which can't really be described with anything else except suffering. They're very much not kind of happy things that are happening with the mind. Of course, once again, like as a medical student, we're very well trained to make everything anonymous. So in case you are interested in reading any of this, if it is readable, feel free to do that. I'm not compromising anyone's identity with that. I did have a little bit of a feeling of getting excited about my journals again on this specific Wednesday. I had a really nice time with two friends. One of them I was studying with, she's a dear friend from medical school, and then the other person is someone that I know from the field of medicine, like health and creativity. It's kind of like quite a niche intersection between medicine and the creative world. So I met up with them as well, and on the way back home I was watching a video from this Joe Journals, and I was just really getting excited about my journals through that video. So I was feeling a bit of excitement on that day, and I documented it, and I'm happy that I did, because I think just now I've been kind of going on about how I haven't been that excited about my journals recently, so it's nice to see me documenting the moments where I've been feeling the opposite. It just kind of gives me a bit of hope that I think it's just the period in my life at the moment that is causing these feelings, which are a bit different from what I'm used to. And yeah, I've been taking a bit of kind of just creative freedom with the layout of my pages, just because I feel like that also keeps things a little bit fresh. I say creative freedom, but I still do enjoy my normal outline as well. Although I think there was a day where I just completely scrapped it and just wrote across the page, but I think I did show you this as well a few videos back. I especially enjoy this page over here. I combined some like foil star stickers with stickers from Midori, which are these like tiny like calendar stickers that I got from London Graphic Centre. I showed you these findings in my tiny stationery haul after 3 months of stationery no buy, which you can also find on my channel. So I added a few of those, and then that combined nicely with like the color scheme of the highlighter that I had used. And here is like basically like a logbook of the day. I sometimes do this if I haven't had much thought to add in about the day, because it's just been quite busy. I like to then make like a full logbook of exactly what I had done that day. And yeah, I quite enjoy that sometimes. And then there's a bit of kind of gold with this sticker. I think it's a PET tape that I got from a friend, so I'm not sure where it's from. And then this PET tape from Hong Kong, as well as a sticker from Bronte's sticker sheet. Actually, a few stickers from her sticker sheet. And then a dear friend sent me a kind of like a crocodile puppet, and it made me really happy on this Friday. It's like a little emotional support crocodile. And it really did its job very well. I had a little crocodile sticker here that's doing the dishes, and I was like, that's my support crocodile. Someone really kindly mentioned that they wouldn't say no to me doing a little info dump video about crocodiles, and I guess alligators, the crocodile's distant cousin. And I will very happily do that, I think, at some point, but I think I first need to take care of a few of the kind of academic priorities in my life before I can get excited about making videos again, because yeah, it's something that I'm struggling a bit at the moment to find time for, which is, it kind of makes me feel a bit sad, to be quite honest, but I want to be honest. Yes, what else happened? Oh, yes. This was another one of the DIY markets that I went to with my partner and his jewelry company. I have some more of Bronte stickers here. And it was this was, I think, the start of, or like, it was like the forewarning of all of the sunshine that was to come in the next few weeks. I've been doing quite a lot of what is it called? Letter writing as well recently, which has been really fun. So that's kind of illustrated by these stickers on this page. Oh, I really love this spread. Actually, yeah, now that I'm looking at these things, I am remembering again that I am enjoying journaling. It's just, I don't really know what's missing right now. Maybe it's just that I feel like I need a bit more time to do it, because it has formed into a little bit of a routine. So I'm always doing my journaling at the same times in the day and for kind of the same purpose. If I'm doing it in the middle of the day, it's just to kind of vent out any kind of overwhelming thoughts, maybe not overwhelming thoughts, but rather like thoughts that are distracting me from my studies. So I write them down, and then that helps me kind of move on from them and focus on my studies again. Yes. I think what I'm noticing as well at the moment is that I think I just need to accept that there is a busy time of my life going on at the moment, and I shouldn't be in denial of it. The more I kind of talk on this video, and it is a brilliant way to reflect on my life, to be very honest, the more I notice that yes, this is just the kind of stage in my life that I'm at right now, and I shouldn't try to kind of sugarcoat it or apologize for it or anything like that. Let's just accept it. I hope that with whatever that you have going on in your life right now, I hope that you're also able to kind of make peace with it and find the silver lining in it as well. That's what I'm trying to do at the moment. And I've had, to be honest, quite a lot of silver linings. And I guess saying silver lining means that there's a cloud over my head, but I wouldn't really say it that way. I think it's just that there's my plate is just full. I think I would put it in that way. And I like a simple, calm life. So when my plate gets a bit too full, I feel like everything is not anymore simple and calm. Yeah. It's nice. Something that I've been doing recently quite a lot is like making kind of the specific things that I'm talking about stand out a bit more. So for example, here I put in a big title kind of the projects that I want to focus on for that week, wishing for a gentle week, having a good day in the psychiatry ward, which is kind of rare. So that was really nice. And I know that whenever I kind of want to go back to my thoughts and feelings about psychiatry, I can just find it quite easily, like here, and then also on one of the index cards that I mentioned here, because I've tagged it with psychiatry, even though it's a bit, well, I spilled water on it, so it's a bit blurred. I have another one of Megan's index cards here from her Patreon, as well as a really cute to-do list that I got from a pen pal, and oh, it's just really sweet. I wrote my academic to-do list on here one day. This is when I finished my psychiatry rotation. It was truly a life-changing experience. That's what I was kind of writing about here. And I met this Joe Journals on that day for a little cocktail at the Barbican, and I included some photos from that here. Yes, another thing that I've been noticing, which is a bit new for me, is that I've been including a lot of photos in my pages, like a lot more than usual. Case in point, literally on the next page, I'm also adding in photos from the day. Yes, this is when the ray of sunshine just started to extend through the days, which it sounds like I'm complaining about it, but actually I was so in awe of there being sunshine for 11 days straight. Yes, and then also we went to see Conclave with my partner. I thought it was brilliant. I grew up in a religious household, and I have somewhat of an understanding for Christianity and the Catholic branch of Christianity, and I thought that this movie was kind of a brilliant take on that. I won't go much further into the detail, but it was really well done, I thought. But my partner, who hasn't grown up with Christianity, didn't really fully get it, because there was quite a lot of niche references and stuff that were quite essential to understand the movie as a whole. So yes, I thought it was really good. I've always said that I'm quite a tough critic, so if I put 3 stars as a rating to a movie out of 5, it means I thoroughly enjoyed myself. If it's more than 3, it means that there was something extra special about that film that deserves a higher rating. And I think for this one I put kind of like 3.25 for the rating. And then we move on into March. I have included a really cool stamp, I believe, from a letter that I got from Hong Kong. Like, the stamp was literally half of the envelope on the backside. Really, really cool. As well as some of the washi tape from there, from the same letter, because it was just too beautiful to like not have it on display, rather than archiving it in my kind of letter box, my box of letters. And then I have some Georgia Journal stickers here as well. And as always, I have done a little like manifestation moment in the cover page for the month, adding things that I hope to happen in that upcoming month, inviting springtime into my heart, encouraging myself to write the dissertation, walking in the park, working less but more efficiently. I feel like I've been working too much these days, so I'm trying to kind of cut down on the hours of working, talking and therapizing. I don't think I've mentioned it, that I'm going to therapy these days, which is something, it's been a dream of mine for many, many years, but it's just a bit difficult to access here in the UK. So that's been a brilliant addition into my life, but maybe that's also been adding to my plate a little bit, because I am, of course, thinking a bit more about the past, things that have happened in the past, etc. And kind of, to say it simply, it hasn't always been adding to a light and positive feeling in my days. So yes. Here we have the start of March, which started with a brilliant Saturday. A brilliant Saturday where I visited 2 of my friends, the other one being my flatmate, my previous flatmate, and I went back to her place. She still lives in the same house where the Common Corner originated from, so I was able to see the flat and see kind of my old room, and everything. It was really a nice afternoon. And then the evening I went to a friend's birthday party, and we went to listen to, actually not even listen to, we went to dance to some 80s music. And it was just a really great time. And the next day I kind of spent resting in the park in the sun. We went to a English bulldog meetup in Hyde Park of London. My partner used to have an English bulldog when he was a kid, so those dogs are very close to his heart, and they kind of remind him of his dog from his childhood. So we went to this meetup in Hyde Park. They have it every first Sunday of the month, in case you're interested. And you can find it on Instagram with the English Bulldog Meetup, or London Bulldog Meetup actually. Yeah. And whenever we go to those meetup, we actually do kind of a bit of a routine Sunday. So we go to the meetup in the morning, and then we have dim sum for lunch. Then we get coffee and a little snack, and we go into the park to enjoy it. And then we go to one of the museums in the Exhibition Street in Kensington. They have the Science Museum, the Natural History Museum, and the V&A Museum there. And we went to the V&A this time around. That's actually the one that we usually go to, because we both find kind of fashion and architecture and interior design very interesting. Highly recommend it. Highly recommend the V&A Museum. I didn't have much time to journal that day, but what I ended up doing is just adding the photos and a little summary on in the margin. The next day I was thinking of filming a video, but I ended up repotting all of my plants because it was so sunny, and I was just having a great time on our balcony, enjoying the sunshine and repotting the plants, answering some letters and doing a bit of uni work, as well as being excited about a letter that I got from a lovely friend from Canada. That day also the Oscars happened, and I made a little watch list from the Oscars. So that week, actually, so this past week, I watched Anora, which I absolutely loved, and absolutely understand why it won 5 out of its 6 nominations. I also watched A Real Pain, which I also enjoyed, and I also understood the Oscar that it received for Best Supporting Actor. Very much deserved, but it was definitely a bit more of a chill, relaxed watch. A Day of Rest and Enduring Illness. A blank page says more than 1,000 words. And then I've also seen Mickey 17. This was actually, well, this is not related to the Oscars in any way. It literally just came out on Friday, and I was feeling a little bit better on Friday, and I went to watch that with my partner. We are both huge fans of the director Bong Joon-ho, who directed Parasite. And I think I have mispronounced his name, so apologies for that. But I wasn't very amazed by this film. I think it was made quite commercially, so it was made for like a commercial audience, which I'm not gonna go much. I don't know how to go more into detail, also because I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't seen it. I do recommend watching it. Robert Pattinson was absolutely brilliant in it, absolutely brilliant. But I think the storyline and the character development and so on, there could have been more that they could have done with the screenplay. But it was still a fun watch, and we went to see it in BFI IMAX, which is the biggest screen in the UK. So that part of it was a really fun experience. So that was on Friday, but I was still feeling a bit ill. And on Saturday, kind of the recovery was going upwards, which was really nice. And then yesterday, once again, like I could have filmed yesterday, but my voice was still kind of gone. Even today you can hear that it's a bit raspy. So I ended up just kind of having a good rest, walking in the park and enjoying time in the hammock in the park. And we also made some like Korean like sushi rolls, I forgot what their name is in Korean. But they're basically like sushi rolls, but they have like how should I explain it? Basically, imagine putting all of the same materials that you'd put inside of sushi, but then you don't cut it. And also normally you don't put like salmon and stuff, and you'd put like carrot, lettuce, avocado, cucumber, and like a sliced fried egg, that kind of stuff. So you put it in a wrap of seaweed and rice, like Japanese rice, and then you roll it up and you just eat it kind of like a sushi burrito. We made some of that last night. And then we're arriving to today. I had so many thoughts in the beginning of the day that I just literally filled in the whole page in one go. Like I've mentioned here, today is a thinking day. It truly is. I have been doing so much pondering and thinking and writing about my thoughts today. Sometimes it's just like that. And I think it might be because I'm kind of recovering from the flu. So, or not from the flu, it wasn't a flu. Recovering from the cold. So I was kind of quite still, both physically and mentally, for a few days. So now that I'm kind of almost made a full recovery, my brain is just really getting going, and it's nice. It's good. I feel like I might need to do a bit of journaling here, like kind of draw a line and then add some of my thoughts from today here, because I feel like I still have more thoughts to add on to today. And I already wrote in this little card that I found from one of my old journals. I did a bit of writing about that, so maybe I just need to add it somewhere here. It might be quite fun to just put it here, maybe. I'm using my trusty Muji perforated washi tape as always to add things into my journal. Like I've shown, I'm sure 1,000 times, when you like rip it, it cuts into a perfect like straight line, and every time I'm amazed by it. There we go. I like a bit of layering. I've continued the projects for the week thing that I started kind of in February. There's projects of the week, so things that I want to focus on for that upcoming week. But because I'm still not feeling completely like my normal self, and I do feel like there's quite a lot on my plate, I want to strive a little bit away from kind of this productivity mindset. Gosh, that's something that I don't want to have that mindset at all, because actually now that I've been looking at my old journals, I'm noticing how much that mindset has done me damage in the past. So instead of projects of the week, I've just put my wishes for the week. So things that I hope to have the privilege to do and spend time with, rather than things that I want to get done, if that makes sense. Oh, I love this wobbly table. I swear I'm gonna fix it after this video. There's a screw underneath that you always need to like tighten like at least once in a month, and then it kind of stays, you know, not wobbly. But then when it starts to wobble, I need to always just re-screw it back in. This flip through has evoked a lot more reflection than I would have imagined. It's interesting what comes up after a few weeks of not really talking much. I do want to show how I have been decorating my Hobonichi weeks, because this was something that I kind of felt like, I'm not going to decorate the weeks because, you know, it's just like for my university and work. But when I mentioned that I got a bit of kind of excitement from one of Joe's videos, and I felt like I got my spark back a bit in relation to journaling and planning, that was one of the nights that I went in and I just completely bedazzled this journal. So it's nice now that there's a bit more kind of excitement in these pages. The green dots are birthdays, by the way, and I usually have my deadlines with like a little red dot, or if it's like an important day. more of an orange dot, to be honest. But I haven't had a lot of crucial deadlines this week, apart from today, but I already took care of that a few weeks ago. Yes, so things have been kind of made a bit more exciting over here. And then my weeks, same thing over here. Oh, actually, this was the week that I got excited and decorated the page, but then things started to get a bit more mundane again. And like I mentioned, in March, because I got sick that first week of March, I just was doing the bare minimum every day, and decorating my journal wasn't one of those things, which is a bit sad, to be quite honest. Yeah, so things are a bit boring over here, but I am hoping that once I successfully take a few things off of my plate, I'll have a bit more energy and time to enjoy kind of longer periods of journaling and decorating my pages, because honestly it just brings me so much joy. I think the final thing that I've been kind of wanting to mention is my traveler's notebook. I want to show you the little accessories at the moment. I have this pen loop here, and it usually houses the pen that I do my commonplacing with, but now actually that pen, the Muji fountain pen that I got from Hong Kong, is my to-go pen with my daily pages in my Hobonichi. So it is not placed here, but is rather placed in the cover that this book usually lives in. But I still enjoy having the pen loop here, and I've put a little thing. I've like hot glued a little thing at the back. I'm saying thing because I don't know how to describe it. It is basically a silver plate with a dried flower inside and resin poured on top of it in a shape of a bubble. And this was actually an earring that one of my sisters gave to me, or she gave me the set of earrings, but this one broke off and I couldn't fix it. So now I have the only one of them in the earring, and this is now living at the back of this pen clip. Then on the side here, I have a little charm thing that used to have a coffin that Megan Rhiannon gave me. But I found this, or not really found, but I got this little heart charm that matched with the color of it, matched perfectly with the little, I don't know what this is called. But this was actually from a little chocolate bear that my partner won over Christmas. We have like a funny tradition in Finland where on Christmas Eve, in the morning we eat rice porridge, and in the big pot of rice porridge where someone puts an almond in there, and whoever randomly gets the almond on their plate wins like a sweet treat. So that's a kind of tradition in my family. And Ka, my partner, won the sweet treat this time around, and it was a Godiva chocolate bear, and the chocolate bear had a little charm around it, and my partner gave me the heart charm. So I just put it there. Then I have, I don't know, I think the last time that you see my traveler's notebook, maybe I already had the little fish charm on here. I used to sometimes carry a little camera that I got from Joe as the charm here, and maybe I should switch it back to that because I've been really missing my photography recently. But I have this little fish waffle charm here, as well as a little skeleton skull from Megan. And then Travelers Company, they do these like travel, or what are they called, like page markers, I think. But for some reason I thought that it would look cool on the spine of my book, so I've moved it there, and it does look very cool when it sits on my my little bookcase next to me. I love it that now that I've published my Common Corner tour, a few weeks ago, I can kind of mention things around me, and if you watch the video, you would know what I mean. So that's quite nice. Yes, what I wanted to show is that my commonplace book is actually almost completed. A few months ago, I mentioned that I'd like to trial commonplacing in a traveler's notebook insert. And even though, because my plate is just a bit too full, I keep saying it and I'm like, ugh, it makes me a bit upset. I wish my plate wasn't so full. Yeah, because of that, I haven't had a lot of time over the past few months to commonplace, but I've been surprised that I have, I think, let me double check. So I have something in here that I want to commonplace about. Same thing on the previous side, previous page. So a bit of catch up. But after this, and this is where I'm going to be talking about the director of Mickey 17 and also the director of Parasite. I have only, I think, like 10 pages left or something like that. So there's 60 pages, and this would be my 51 page. Yeah, so there's about 9 pages left in this whole book, and I feel like it's gone very quickly, even though I think I already started this book way back. When was it even? I haven't put in the date. Rookie mistake. I have not put in the date that I started this book. Oh my goodness, it was in October. Oh, time moves very quickly. Very quickly. It was in October that I started this commonplace book, and I was just saying that, wow, it's gone, it's filled up so quickly, even though it really hasn't. This is a really beautiful spread that I love, that I made after watching Nosferatu and The Brutalist in the same week earlier this year. Yeah, end of January and beginning of February. And I really love this spread a lot. I actually would like to write more about them, but my decorations ended up taking majority of the page. But once this is done, I am really excited to do a little flip through of it. And at the moment, this is the only thing in my cover. I do, of course, have my treasure journal that I'm filling in with my extra ephemera quite regularly, but they are just easier to work with when they're not in the cover. So I only keep my commonplace book inside of the cover, and I love it. Okay, I think a lot of time has gone by. My estimate is that I've been chatting for like a good 58 minutes by this point. I personally love longer videos, so that's what I'm here to provide as well. It's been nice catching up with you. I have no idea what I've actually talked about in this lovely catch up, but it has felt cathartic, and I want to thank you for your listening ear. I hope that you're having a lovely week, a lovely day, a day that is treating you well, even if there are overflowing plates like mine. I think that's the one thing I've taken away, is that there's a lot of truth in me feeling a bit overwhelmed at the moment, and I want to make a conscious effort in making myself feel the opposite. So making myself feel a little bit less overwhelmed. I will check back with you on that one. Hopefully later this week on Sunday. Actually, no, Sunday's the journal meetup, so I won't be able to do that. Well, next week. Until next time, I hope I see you soon. Bye bye.